censorship, lockdowns, all your control. Built your throne on a house of gold. Now you panic, now you cry. Tears don't work, truth don't lie. The games are done, the mask fell off. No more lies, we've had enough. You played with fire, now taste the flame. This time, we're naming names. Faithful, fuck around and find out. You tried to rule, but your time ran out. Faithful, the silent won't stay quiet now. We're taking back what you burned to the ground. You called us threats, you called us extreme, but we remember everything. From 24 and beyond, take your bets, 'cause guess what? We ain't done yet. Faithful, fuck around and find out. Your kingdom's crumbled, your luck ran out. Faithful, no more games, no more doubts. You lit the fire, now it's burning you down.
Testing, testing. Make sure my mic is working. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Day Trade Options. Doing a recap of the day and also going to go over an indicator that I'm using. I just started using. It's an oscillator that I created myself through ChatGPT. Used it. I'm not a coder, so I had it do it. And it's actually working out quite well. I've had it for a while. Decided to pull it up the other day to just kind of see if I could help get an indicator to help know when we're in chop and such. And this one's it's really helping. It's helping me to stay in. So far, it's working out, but I'm not like totally sold just yet. You know how that goes. I don't typically advocate for indicators just because they build a dependency and a potentially a dependency, and then you just kind of you get to a point, or people that use it get to a point where they are they're not paying attention to price action. They're not paying attention to levels, and that's everything in trading. That's the only way that I've seen that anyone can truly be consistent and successful. Indicators, it's all a big bunch of baloney. You can get them to work. Only thing I would suggest you using indicators for is confluence, maybe helping you to see something that you're not seeing in price action, but most importantly, just use them as guidance, or as maybe, okay, this is saying this is happening now, but is it happening at a level? Is it happening at an area where you can have a good risk to reward? If it isn't, if you're getting a signal, that would be a dumb trade to take, right? Don't take a trade if you don't have a good risk to reward. And don't take a trade in between levels or in between areas where you're not prepared to get out, or you're not really thinking about a pullback, or or a reversal in that area. So anyway, that's enough of my rant for indicators.
Haikanashi.
I think I've made it well known that I'm not a big advocate of them. But so I wanted to show you a trade that I got in. I did take a loss on one of my first trades today. It just didn't work out, and that's perfectly fine. That's how it goes sometimes, but I made it all back up. I did exit on this trade right here. Let's see, it was 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 1, 2, 3. This one right here. Oh, I may have actually exited on this one. Let me see if I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Yep. Okay, that's where I exited. So I just wanted to draw this in, and then I got into a trade that I kept for quite a while. And I got in that at a really good time. I'll do my markups up on this later. What's funny is I got in here, I sold there. I'm just marking this up, and then I re-entered here. I actually added here, this round, added here. And I'll go over this in just a second, guys. I'm just getting it marked up. And then I held through all of this. And then what's funny is I added here again. And I took 20 off here. Took 10 more off on the same candle here. I think it was. Yep. Oh, wait, I'm backwards. I took 20 off there. Took 10 off there. I was exiting out of this thing kind of quick. Took 3 more off here.
Haikanashi.
I think I got out at all of these levels right here. I got it backwards. There it is. Not backwards, but not in the right places. And 1, 2. Those are getting tight. And I took my last one off right here, which is so funny because I decided to get out on this candle right there because I was like, you know what, I've made up my profit, and then I missed all that. But I'll explain kind of what happened. That's kind of what happens, I guess, sometimes when you get into a big, a decent loss on a trade. And then, you're making it back up on a great entry, several good entries. This got a little hairy because we went sideways. But I also want to show you what I was looking at. I was using the new oscillator to help me stay in this trade. And I should have used my 20 EMA right here and got all of this because this would have been absolutely incredible. I didn't, but that's okay. I had a great day today. I did, I think, $2,108 profit today. So really good day. I did take a loss on this one. This was my only loss of the day. Oh, no, actually, I had another loss on SPX. So I'll show you that in a minute. I did take a loss in the morning on SPX, but I made that back up. I did a SPX put and had a loss. So I had 2 losses today. So this was my first loss. What I did is I entered 20 contracts on this because I really thought this thing was going to go. And it actually went right to my LRC and reversed. So I should have probably got out right away, knowing that this did not go anywhere once I got in. That's something I may start doing a little bit more. I try to give it some time since I'm above my levels. And this time, I did give it some time and I waited for it. I wanted to trust the levels. And so I got the move here. I waited to see, well, this next candle went way down. That was my close below my 20 and my 200 and my LRC. And so I got out on the next candle. So I had a minus, it was like $720 loss. Minus 720, I think. It was right around, I know it was in the 700s because I got in 20. And this like killed me right here. I don't know why. Here's what's it's kind of crazy if you think about all of my trades right here. I did make up my $720 loss, and I netted 195. 195. I was telling the group today, I was like, you're not going to believe what profit I ended up getting out of this trade. I genuinely thought it was going to be far more, but the way it was going, but it didn't work out. I'm trying to pull up my YouTube account real quick, and I want to see if this is working fine. Bear with me 1 second. Looks like it is. Thought it was going to be far more.
Hi, Kanashi.
Yeah, it appears that it's working fine. Okay, cool. Okay, so let me get started. Got in 20 contracts here, expecting a move, didn't get the move. Should have, hindsight, exited on this candle because it just wasn't going. That would have been really smart, and then wait, and then if I start getting a move above, I could have just got back in. So that's some of the things you got to think about as a trader. You want to manage your risk. Managing your risk is what will help you to be successful, stay successful, and stay consistent. Everything else out there, there's nothing more important than your risk management. There really isn't, because we're all going to have days of where we have our losses. We're going to have days where we have our, mistakes, and, it's just not working out. Like yesterday was a ton of bad trades by me. But risk management wasn't great yesterday for me either. I did get into a really good trade that helped bail me out. But today, great trades. I'll go over all of them. So I was down like 720. It may have been this candle, but I was down 720 on this trade. I entered calls right here on this reclaim. It came down to my yellow, popped right up, reclaim. As you know, guys, if you've watched my videos before, I do not like trading into the 20 EMA or 200. So today I made sure I was not doing that. Yesterday I did that and I took some losses. So I waited. I got in here. I entered, let me pull up my trading screen. I entered 20 contracts here. I sold 10 here to lock in some profit. It came back down. I entered 10 more right here, right there. So I'm still in 20 at this point. I then added I added 10 more. So now I'm in 30 contracts. Then I added 5 more right here. So this is 35 contracts. This is why you're going to be like, what? And these are all at the money. 35 contracts at this point right here. I sold 20 on this push up. I then sold 10 at 9 on this one, the next move up. Because at this point, I'm like, I'm locking in profit. I'm not going to let this take me back down if I happen to get another reversal. So I was like, I'm locking in profit. So then I ended up just offloading all the rest. And I had one that I was holding, and I got out right there. Interestingly enough, if I had held that, I probably would have been over $1,000 in this trade. But I ended with a net 195. So I took away 720 and netted 195. So I had a total of a 195 profit. So really good day, really good way to nullify the loss. It's not smart to to trade I'm sorry guys, I have a pinched nerve in my neck, so if you see me grimacing, it is hurting. So it's not good to ever revenge trade or whatever, but don't be afraid to get back into a trade if you have a great setup. This was a fantastic setup right here. Even right here was great. It could have failed, sure. Things do. It didn't get over this. That's why I was a little bit concerned that this rejected at a lower level. Now, what I'm going to show you, which is quite interesting, I'm going to pull up my new or a indicator that I'm using now. Oh, it added 2 of them. Let me make sure I have it set up right. 1. Yep. Oh, and if you guys get this indicator, these are the settings that I'm trying out right now. You guys can, I'm going to go through this a little slower. You guys can go back and watch this and set it up to yours if you've got it. I put it in the non-member chat in the Discord as well, so you guys are welcome to go pick it up. I don't really know if it's something I'll use long term. I am just, I am testing it out. I just want to see if it's a viable a viable indicator to use. My main goal in using it is to use it as a help in chop and as a help in continuation. Now, one of the things that I noticed with it, so I'll go ahead and go, well, you know what, I'm going to go to my next. I have one labeled that has both. And this way I can show you what I'm seeing, how I'm using it for now. And guys, please feel free to use, don't worry about all these indicators. These things are just stuff that shouldn't be up here. Oil break should be there. That doesn't need to be there. I don't worry about volume. Get rid of that. I know another trader the other day was using volume with it, so I was testing it out to see if it would have any type of confluence or help, but I didn't really see anything. Volume to me, I can see volume happening on the candles. I don't need to have an indicator tell me what's happening, honestly, when you see it moving. Let me get to SMCI. All right. So one of the things that I've noticed with this indicator, and it's really kind of neat. So I have a 0 line. This yellow line right here is my 0 line. I have it on a 15-minute. Today, this is how I used it. Yesterday, it's how I used it. 15-minute time frame and a 2-minute time frame. The settings remain the same on both indicators. What I noticed is that when, am I on the wrong day? I am. When the 15-minute is above the 0 line, you tend to just stay in an uptrend, even when you're having pullbacks on the 2-minute, which is pretty much the same with all other indicators. But what's really cool about this one is we noticed that, this thing will show you some really good divergences, but at the same time, and it even draws out divergences. I think the divergences are backwards, but I don't care. I just look at the lines and look what's happening. What's interesting here is the whenever you're above the 0 line on the 15-minute or below, but right now we're going to use it for the upside movement for this trade, right? If I notice that the 15-minute is above the 0 line, I'm not concerned where it is above the 0 line, as long as it's above the 0 line for now. This is the testing phase, right? And say you're moving up and then you get a pullback. When you get a white on your 2-minute, that's an entry. Or even better yet, if you're above the 15-minute and you get a pullback all the way down into the overbought area, you get massive moves. It's not showing that on this chart, but on some of the other charts, I'll show some SPY and stuff in a little bit to explain it to you more. But you get, when you're above the 15-minute and you get this and you push above the 0, that's your entry. It's been just so good seeing it. And not only that, what has helped me stay in trades, which helped me today with my SPX trade and helped me yesterday with my SPX trade, was I was above the, I was watching the 15-minute time frame above or below the 0. And then I was just staying in the trade as long as the 15-minute stayed above or below. And then one really interesting thing is if the 15-minute ever moves over like this, you get huge moves afterwards, like really big so far. How much that's going to stay true, I don't really know. But I'm going to keep looking at it, and I'm going to maybe try to use it a little more with all my trades. And I'll keep you guys updated. Of course, I'll let you know it's garbage. Scrap it. And if it's pretty consistent, it may take quite a bit of use, some adjusting of the levels. It's made up of many indicators. You've got stochastic divergence. You've got overbought, oversold levels. You have buy sell signals that comes from several, I think 2 or 3 indicators put together. You have MA confluences. You have there's quite a few. Heiken Ashi. You have Heiken Ashi color change on specific levels. That is what you're seeing here. But man, does it make a huge difference. Look at this right here. We went below the 15-minute time frame. Now this was already going down over here. So if you wanted to wait before 15 is below the 0, you don't have to. But I've just noticed that once it's below it, if you get in, it usually continues on the down. It could go sideways too, but it usually continues on a downward motion. These indicators that give you sell indicators, they're kind of a heads up. What I really like about them, and again, the jury is still out. I'm just going to keep saying that because I don't want anyone to think this is some crazy holy grail. There is no such thing, man. You got to trade it with common sense. Think about the levels. Think about what you're doing. Focus on the price action, and make your trade in a smart manner. But one thing that I can say I did like about these is you start getting sell indicators well in advance. So you got plenty of time. You get like a heads up. Look, you get a sell indicator over here. These don't repaint either. So you get a sell indicator right here. You have all this time right here to get in this trade. This many candles over to get in. Of course, I would want to get in, wait for it to close below the 20, get my next move. I would have been getting in all the way over here, which was even more confirmation because now it's below the 0. That would be hold this baby, don't get out. And so really, really cool indicator. So far working out pretty good for me. It actually, like I said, it saved my butt yesterday, I think. Of course, I was putting faith into something I wasn't very sure of. But today, I got in here. I held, and you can see I didn't get out because I was above the 15 in this whole area right here. I was above the 15, above the 15, above the 15. Even when it went into this area, I was above the 15. I never got below the 15-minute 0 line. I keep saying above the 15. I was above the 0 on the 15-minute time frame. So I stayed in this thing the whole time. Same exact scenario as what happened to me yesterday with SPX. I just kept adding. Every time it would dip down, I would add. And then when SPX took off, bingo, it was amazing. And same thing happened today, twice. So I'll show you. One of my good trades, better trades, was Qs. Great thing about this trade is I think a majority of our group got this one because I was calling this thing out well in advance, and you can see where it happened, right here. I called this thing out well in advance, and I was like, hey guys, we're above the 15. Oh, I'm sorry, we're moving up. I'll take that back. We were moving up to the 15. Oh no, yeah, we did get above. I remember us talking about it now. So here, I'll kind of try to give you some levels, and you can see my crosshairs over here. So I told everyone that if I broke 539, I was going to enter this very heavy, which I did. I entered with, I should remember this, but I entered with 50 contracts, guys. So got in heavy. That sounds like a lot more than it is. It was 79. I got 50 contracts at 85 cents each. So $3,500, right? Entry. So I did get in heavy, not over the top, but I did get in heavy. Um, and I wanted to do that because I want to take advantage of what I call out all the time. I legitimately call these out all the time. And a lot of times I miss them because I'm, focused on getting it out. And I was like, nope, guys, I'm getting in this thing. I am getting in 50 contracts and I'm going to see what happens. So I got in, I waited for it to clear the 539. Why did I do that? We're above the zero line here. We had already moved above at this point right here and closed above the zero line, actually over here on the 50 on the 15-minute time frame. Then we moved up again, and then the next candle, but I had already entered. I entered right here on this candle as soon as it went above. And what made that even better is it was like a pullback down, and then I got my white and this should say bull divergence. It's backwards, but anyway, just look for the line. It's kind of funny. When I had this made, ChatGPT, it got two things backwards. The SIG up painted red and the SIG down painted green. So they were completely backwards. The signal up was supposed to be the buy and the signal down is supposed to be the sell. And same thing happened with my bullish divergence. So it may have been me, the way I told ChatGPT what I wanted it to do. But in any event, I got in 50 contracts here. I actually sold. I told everyone, I was like, hey, I'm going to go really, really big, but I'm going to sell 40 as soon as I get my move. I got the move. I sold 40 right here. I actually sold 45 on this move. So I locked in I locked in profit right here on 45 contracts. I'm holding 5. It pulls back. I stay in because it rejects the 539 and the 20 EMA, and look what happens. I get this. I'm still above the zero, still above the zero. So I just held. I did sell here on this candle push where it almost it broke the structure to the left. It didn't break it, but I did sell 3 more right here at the top of this. I held, and sold right here my last 2. So excellent trade, little trade. Like I didn't get a lot of movement, but I made $798 on that trade. And it was mainly because you don't have to trade with me, guys. You don't need any help to do this. It's not really difficult. I think you should use a 2-minute time frame. That's my bias because I feel that it works the best for this setup. Watch for consolidation on the LRC levels, and especially if you're right next to the 200 and the 20 coming up. It is like, that is an A+++ setup for me. Did this go great? No, but I made $798. If I had held all of them to here, I probably would have been about $1,500 or more. And then if I had just held this, as long as I was above the 15, the 0 on the 15, which I may start doing, guys. I don't know yet. I have to build more confidence. I have to see this really working consistently over many trades, not just a couple. So I could have got this entire huge, move up here. But anyway, for now, that was a great trade. It was an easy trade. And then here's the other really cool thing. If you guys happen to download this and want to try it out and use it, what I did notice is you can really, if you're trading futures, this is for you futures guys. I think this is going to be a fantastic tool for you guys because you want one on the 15-minute, one on the, I'm just going to use Qs for now. This does the same thing with NASDAQ. I went and looked at it. It's almost identical. If you're above the 15-minute time, zero line on the 15-minute, yeah, my gosh, I'm saying this backwards. If you're above the zero line on a 15-minute time frame, and you get a purple pullback to the overbought or oversold, and then you get your white, you can wait for the second white if you want to. That is an entry all day long, every single time, as long as you're above the zero over here. Watch this. Pull back, enter. Look what you get. You're getting so many points on futures right there, guys. That would just be insane, awesome trades. Same thing here. Pull back, you got the purple. Don't get in here. You could, but you never know when these are just going to reverse, right? Because you're in an uptrend. So I'm just going to say if you're above zero on the 15, you're in an uptrend. If you're below zero, you're going to be in a downtrend. This may change to a 30-minute. I don't know yet. I'm going to keep trying it out and refining it and see if it's viable to use going forward. Right now, it appears to be. But you get this move here. You get a white, a color change. There's your entry. You're back above the zero. You enter here. Look what you would get. Huge. Huge. If you're trading futures. Same thing here. You get a pullback. Oh, that's the same one. Let's see if you get, yeah, right here, you could actually enter on this one and get this move. That's still pretty good for futures. Like if I go to NQ, come on, pull up NQ. If I go to NQ, same exact scenario, guys. Look at the 15-minute. You're above the zero line. Pull back. You get your signal. Here's your pre-signal. This is one thing that I think is crazy good. Then you get another signal. Here's your entry. Straight up. You know, of course, we're going to have to test this over time to see how consistent and what type of percentage it is. But if you're getting it here on a level, hold on. That's all I got to say. Hold on. Most important is close to the level, right? That makes it nice. So let me get back to my other trades. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask. If you have any questions about this indicator, let me go to my, what did I do with it? There it is. Okay, so I made 798 on my QQQ trade. I made 195 on my SMCI trade. Okay, so we're going to go to SPX. My first, and I'm going to use this dual screen so that I can show it to you with the new oscillator in the way I used it today. So SPY. My initial trade on SPY, let's see if I have this here. Yep. This is one I already marked up. So I got into puts right here. I probably needed to wait. One very important thing, guys, if you're new to trading or trying to figure it out, when you have major levels like this 610 level right here, it's really, 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 it's imperative to get a break and a retest. And what I mean by that would be this pull back and then a move down. You got it here. Not great, but you want a break, a move away from the line, a pullback, a gradual pullback, 1, 2, 3 candles. It doesn't matter. Usually 2 to 3 candles. I'd rather see a couple. And then you get a move down that breaks your structure, then you can enter. And the reason for that is partly what happened here. I would have been in profit. I would not have had a loss on this trade if I didn't just get out. But I really didn't like what was happening in the market, and some other indicator or other tickers I was watching had got above levels and were going up. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to lower my risk. So I entered puts right here on SPX. I added puts on SPX. And let me see what I did on 3. What did I do on 3? I forgot. 1, 2. Oh, interesting. So I added 2 more on 3, but it was up here when it broke back through. And then I exited all 6 right here for a loss. I had a $455 loss. I knew I took the loss. I went ahead and took it. I was okay with it. I was bummed when I saw this happen because, of course, I would have been up, probably $700-800 on this trade. But that's trading. I had to make a decision to not let this go too much and take me, take me out too much. So I was okay with a $455 loss. But let me go back to this. Where is my call trade? Okay, this was a good trade right here. My first trade I got in 3, then I got in 2, then I got in 2. And that was at 11:10. So, which would have been it wasn't 11:10. It was right here. Okay, so one thing I liked about this was this was the break of the 610 level. It moved back up in the day, pulled all the way back to 610. I wanted to be above my 200 before I entered, which you guys know if you followed me that's where I want to be above those levels. So I entered 3 contracts here. I added 2 here on this pulled back down to the 200. I then added another 2 on this pull back to the 200 right here. And so I was in 7 trades. And what made this really great is I guess it's just helping with more confidence of what's going to go on. Of course, we got the 20 EMA moving up. We're getting above the 200 EMA. We did have our oil break line here, and we had our 611. That's the thing that concerned me that we might reject, but it blasted right through it. And I had this pullback at this level, and right here's where it released, right at the divergence line. And so I had already entered here, and added here. I got this move, and I exited. I took 3 off on. Let's see where I took 3 off. I took 3 off on. Oh, actually, I took my first 3 here because I de-risked. Once again, something else happened in the market, and I don't totally trust this yet. However, if I had just trusted it, this hindsight, right? I took 3 off on this push up here because it went above, but then it started coming back down. So I took 3 off. I held. I got this move. Am I looking at the right area? Yes. 11:36. My other chart looks different. So yeah, that's where I took 3 off. I then took. So I got this big move right here though, guys. So I got a huge profit on this push. I took 3 off here. I took 2 off here on this push up to my yellow. And that's, I was telling the guys, like, I'm trading to the yellow. Once I gapped up here, my next move, I said I'm trading up to the green. Well, I lied. I took 1 off here, and I did hold all the way to the green push, which was absolutely perfect. And that was a $1,570 profit. So really good day today. I had, $2,108 day. That doesn't, I'm not deducting the commissions. Probably just take $100 of commissions out, I think, maybe. So say $2,000 day today. But once again, really good indicator to keep an eye on. You get your pullback, you're above the 15, you get a signal here, a pre-signal, another signal, you go white, that's your entry. If you just took everything else off your chart, I'm going to look at it. I may trade it very light to see how well it'll work tomorrow. But which I will trade lighter tomorrow just because it's Friday, and I've had a pretty good tomorrow's Thursday, sorry. I had a pretty good week so far, just from my lucky day yesterday. But you could have got in on this color change and look, traded right to the level, scale out, starts to come back, exit. It's just easy, guys. Keep it simple. Comes down. You don't need this, but this is just giving us extra confidence. Look, it's doing the same thing, right? It's just price action. But the thing I like about this is it's showing you overbought, oversold areas. So it kind of gives you an idea like, wow, if it's getting down here. Oh, and the reason that I love this is it's also using what this algorithm's built off of. It's using the standard deviation, and linear regression is built into this indicator. So that's why I think it's going to be really amazing for me, because it kind of works with my entire setup. So anyhow, I hope you guys had a great day. I hope I've explained this pretty well. There's going to be changes maybe with this. I'm going to work on it and keep an eye on it and see how well it will produce, or at least how much more it gives confidence to stay in a trade. Once again, I'm going to give you just a real quick scenario. Like, check this out, man. If you were trading ES, it's going to be the same thing, right? I'll go to ES and show you. If you're trading ES on futures, look at what you could do with this thing right here. It's just insane. You have 15-minute on ES. You're above the 15-minute. I'm not so concerned about color. Obviously, that'll tell you it's weakening. But as long as you're above the 15-minute, it's telling me you're still moving up. So if you look at this area, you're purple here, you're purple there. You're going sideways, but you're not in a downward trend. Of course, it does start coming down some. So you could also use this red as your absolute exit, or this red. Well, it'd have to be this one. But check out how this aligns. You're here. You go from purple. You get in right here. You get a white color change. If you want, you can wait for 2 colors. Sometimes you'll miss a move on 2, but it depends. Right now, I'm like I said, we're just testing this. You get in here and you hold, and trade, scale out at your target levels with the LRC, and man, you're talking huge benefit using trading futures or options or shares, if for that matter, if you're going to trade intraday. But anyway, guys, I hope you like this recap of the day and description of the oscillator. I have it in my Discord if you're interested. We trade live every day in the Discord. If you want to come and trade with us, hey, feel free, come in, trade. The link will be in the description down below. And I would appreciate it if you guys would, if you liked the video, please push that like button and share it. Hit that notification button, subscribe. I will be putting out more videos, and I will keep updating this oscillator. I may add to it. I may, adjust it. I will see. I will let you know. I'll just keep you guys updated. I may just kick it out to pasture too. I don't know. I really like just trading without indicators so much, for the most part. But I do like the I do like it showing me when I'm reaching these support or these overbought, oversold levels, which I think you can do similarly with RSI, but this works differently because it's using the standard deviation algorithms. So really cool, as also as stochastic is mixed in with it too. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I am going to hop off. Hope you guys have a great evening, and I hope you guys were all green today. As always, thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video. Have a good night, guys.
Hi, Kanashi.